Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin' Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Hollaway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah! Welcome to Drinkin' Bros Fake News, everybody. Bringing you the realest, fakest news from the week. We'll start off with some real news at the top of the show here. Ryan Mills doing a tasting in Texas tomorrow night, Friday, August 16th from 3 to 6 p.m. College Station, HEB College Station. Go nuts. Football season's almost here. That's 1900 Texas Avenue South, College Station, Texas 77840. Also want to give some shout outs to some new stores that picked us up. Market Street in Abilene, HEB in Abilene and Palmhurst, Philo's in Abilene, Ophelia's Garden in El Paso. Finally, we love Ophelia's over there, and then there's going to be more to come on El Paso, man. That was where I started here in Texas. You know, it was my start. It was my start in this beautiful state, in that beautiful city down there in El Paso. You spent much time?
No, I've never been.
It's awful.
Not really planning on going either.
It's not great. There's a fun military base. It's a really nice base down there, but that's about it. It's about all I know about El Paso. And then the salsa. I obviously love the salsa, but I highly doubt it's probably from El Paso, right?
What salsa?
It's called El Paso.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty goddamn good salsa. And also we'll be in Illinois, August 29th on Thursday night for a live show at the university on campus there. We'll give you details when those pop up. And then in Michigan, we'll be live September 7th down there. Come on out and see us for that Michigan-Texas game. Hard AF Seltzers on us, friends. Let's get into the news, shall we? It's Kamala Harris. Shit is getting crazier and crazier to me. She won't do any interviews, and people are asking, is she cooked? Is she up? Who do you believe in this one? We know that the political polls are bullshit. As Dan says, they're like a polygraph. It's kind of junk science used to manipulate stupid people, but a lot of stupid people are being fooled by it right now because I'm getting a fuck ton of questions. You can make a poll readout, say anything you want. What you can't manipulate, though, however, are voter registration numbers. In Pennsylvania, Republicans are beating Democrats by a 4-1 margin in voter registration for the 2024 campaign season. What does that mean exactly?
It means that 4 times more Republicans have registered to vote than Democrats.
So when you go to register to vote, you're saying, I want to be a Republican, I want to be a Democrat.
Yeah, it's a closed state.
It is.
Yeah.
So you can't go in there and say, I'm an independent.
Well, no, you can say independent, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, 100%.
Gotcha.
But you can't say...
You can't just say I'm going to vote?
You can't say nothing.
Oh, really?
You can say nothing, but they automatically make you an independent. So it's Republican, Democrat, or independent, or green, or libertarian.
Gotcha. You don't think there's people out there who are willing to change their mind at all? Or is today's current political climate too much that nobody's changing their fucking minds?
I mean, honestly, do you know a lot of people that aren't pretty sure who they're voting for at this point?
That's a great question.
I think the only people that the only people out there that aren't sure who they're voting for yet are people who would normally vote Democrat, in my opinion. who are like, man, I don't think so, right? Like I've been talking to black people, trademark TM, black people.
Yeah.
Black people.
People.
And they hate this woman. Mm-hmm. They all think she's a fraud. And I'm like, I routinely, the only thing I ever ask is, when you see her come out on stage and she starts doing that affected Southern black accent, which is, she's never even been to the southeast of this country. When she starts doing that accent and talking about collard greens and shit, how does that make you feel? And they're like, oh, man, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, all right, so remember that on November 5th.
I don't know if they will. I mean, look, the hard time I'm having with all of this is there's been this massive swing, allegedly, throughout the media for the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, ever since she was announced over Biden. Hasn't done any interviews. Has done a couple rallies. There's no real footage, though, of her speaking at these rallies. That's odd to me. Like, Trump's are always telecast everywhere, so you can see that shit all day long. And then she will not take any single questions from the press whatsoever.
Well, I mean, that's a good idea when you don't have any single answer.
People are starting to get frustrated. Even, Stephen A. Smith on a sports show this morning was just like, hey, dude, it's weird she's not doing interviews. Because she's what, 59? Is she 59 or 60? 60. So she seems like she's fine, like there's no dementia or something. Like, I understand why Biden didn't do interviews, didn't want to come out of the basement, and all that other shit. And we really understood it at that debate stage that night.
But what's the difference, like practically, effectively speaking, what's the difference between old man who can't form a complete thought and answer questions cogently and 60-year-old woman who can't for a different reason because she's a fucking moron, right? Like, it's the same. Effectively, the things that come out of their mouth are the same. Word salad, bumbling nonsense. Only in his case, it's a little bit of anger at the end. Like, come on, Jack. And in her case, it's like, bah, 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 bah. It sounds like a fucking pelican screeching through the air. Yeah. It's the same effective thing. They're smart for not having her exposed because she legit doesn't know anything. By the way, Bob, you can look at this up. I think the Harris camp has agreed now to 3 debates, 1 vice presidential, which is going to be on October 1st, I think, between Vance and Walz.
Okay.
And then 2, this is what I heard anyway, what I read today, rather, but I don't know the date for them, but 2 presidential elections, or debates, rather. So September 10th plus 1 other one at some point. I don't know when.
This is the release from them,
from
the Harris-Walz campaign.
Yeah, great. I'll read it. The debate about debates is over. Donald Trump's campaign accepted our proposal for 3 debates, 2 presidential, a vice presidential debate, assuming Donald Trump actually shows up on September 10th. Well, I can promise you, he can't wait for September 10th to debate Vice President Harris. Then Governor Walz will see J.D. Vance on October 1st, and the American people will have another opportunity to see Vice President Donald Trump on the debate stage in October. Voters deserve to see the candidates for the highest office in the land and share their competing visions for the future. The more they play games, the more insecure and unserious Trump and Vance reveal themselves to be American people. Those games end now. Okay, again, this is a statement.
Wait.
Why not just say it yourself?
The more they play games, the more insecure. Oh, I see. That is a clunky sentence.
The whole thing is clunky. The debate about debates is over. You don't even lead with that line, for Christ's sakes.
I mean, there was no debate. It was that she's still not the nominee. Like, nobody's ever voted for this woman to be a nominee for anything, right? Mm-hmm. But anyways, there's a lot of polling out right now. Fox News released a poll yesterday that said independents are pro-Trump. It's +8. I think the margin of error was 5. Who knows what the fuck, if anything, that means? Probably nothing, to be honest. I don't believe in any poll that I see. I think it's all fucking junk science nonsense. But again, voters going to register outside of the primary season is very telling, right? Inside of the primary season in certain states, you might get people crossing over to fuck with the primary votes in closed states, right? Like,
well, I mean, Trump was a registered Democrat in New York for years, presumably to vote in primaries.
No,
right?
he voted for Democrats too. He wasn't just a vote in primaries. He was a Democrat until fucking 2013.
Yeah.
Oh, I figured it was mostly just because.
No. He was a Democrat.
He was a Democrat for the shit. I think up until if memory serves me correctly, 2013, and then that's when he switched, and he had enough with the party.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people in Texas like me. I'm probably a registered Republican right now, just because I'd rather vote in those primaries, not to fuck with them, but because like that's who's gonna win.
Yeah.
So like, why would I not vote? In
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
real
make any
election?
sense.
Well, they ask you the questions. So when you go to the DMV, usually it's at the DMV, they ask you, hey, who would you want to put on there? And you say Republican or
no, they
Democrat.
ask
But
you
here,
at the poll.
yeah, they ask you at the polling station too.
Oh, do they really?
They say, what are you voting in, Republican or Democrat? And you just tell them.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. For the primaries, yeah. So this is July. This is outside of primary season. And it also, I did just for context sake, it's in Pennsylvania, it's a battleground state, right? That has been a big focus of at least the Harris campaign. I don't think Trump's really talked about, aside from almost getting shot there, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's really talked about it too much. But all of the polling numbers say that everything is moving in the direction of Kamala Harris right now in Pennsylvania, right?
Right.
Especially, let's just stick to Pennsylvania for now. But keep in mind, you can make a poll saying anything you want, but the registration numbers, 21,000 new Republicans have signed up to vote in Pennsylvania in the last month, well, in July, and then only 5,000 Democrats, right? So during this paradigm shift in politics in Pennsylvania, where Trump went from about 3 points up to now maybe 7 points down, at least according to the polls that I've seen, maybe 6 points, they've quadrupled the Democrats' numbers in signing new people up to vote. It's just nonsense. It's one of those things you take a look at to know whether or not any of the polling is accurate or not, and it's all fucking bullshit, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at the polls from this morning here, and this is from Emerson College, and they've got Harris winning by 4 over Trump.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nonsense, right? The data also showed that since November of 2020, like post-election November, right? So like after the last presidential election. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. The number of Democrats registered to vote in the state have decreased by more than 320,000 people. That means either they all left or 320,000 people decided to go fucking register Republican that were previously registered Democrats. This is the same thing that happened in Florida. Not quite as crazy, right? Because it was 1 million in Florida 2 years ago. It was 1 million in Florida, but the number of registered Republicans, dropped by a smaller margin to 1,400, or by 1,400. So the Democrats lost 320,000 registered voters. The Republicans lost 1,400. 320,000, 1,400. Overall, 3 million fewer people are registered to vote right now than were in 2020. That's an interesting number. I think as Pennsylvania's probably lost some people. There were 121. That's for the entire country, by the way. 3 million less.
Okay.
But I think Pennsylvania has lost some people probably because a lot of northeastern states have. Decision Desk HQ shows a discrepancy in the drop of registered voters between the parties, with Democrats losing 3.5 million registered voters nationally, while the Republicans have gained 141,000, right? So there are quite a few people, I guess you could say, in the middle, or just not planning on voting at all, which is more likely. Honestly, I think a lot of people are just sick of this bullshit.
The election itself, or
just American politics.
Yeah.
I think they're fucking sick of it. Meanwhile, in 28 of the 30 states that require voters to register with a party, Republicans have net more voter registrations than Democrats in every one except for Colorado and California.
This is a map from the Census Bureau, I think from 2023, of change in population.
Damn, they did lose some people. Shit.
How many people they lose?
I mean, it's in the next to highest range.
Yeah, it's
For
this is
Pennsylvania?
For fuck's sake, I didn't realize Pennsylvania was that bad.
Well, look, man, we knew everybody was leaving New York, obviously. Pennsylvania, man, is quietly getting expensive, too. So who knows?
Yeah, but
man?
most of Pennsylvania is hinterland, like State College all the way over to York on the west side.
That's
and
true.
then down to Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
which is basically like West Virginia, a city in West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
And then everything in the middle. Or no, I'm sorry, York is in the southeast. What am I talking about? What's that city that's like 2 hours below Buffalo that's up in the northwest of...
Rochester?
No, it's in Pennsylvania.
Poughkeepsie? New York?
Erie, PA.
Erie's one of them. Shit, what is the one I'm thinking? Anyways, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of open space out there. There's a lot of hunting that goes on there. There's a lot of Rust Belt people running around. Pittsburgh's a working class town, although it's kind of liberal too. It's like that to me is shocking.
Yeah.
So California, Alaska, New Mexico, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and then it looks like New Jersey are the ones and then Alabama are in. I'm sorry, not Alabama. Mississippi are all in fucking orange, which is like the next to highest net loss. Where the fuck did the people from Mississippi go? Did they just all die?
It's just Mississippi.
Texas is picking up 1 million people. Florida's picking up 1 million people. The way I see it is like, I mean, it's different people moving for different reasons, but like after college, for example, right? There's 3 places people moved, in my experience, in the Midwest. It was to Chicago, to the coasts, or to Texas.
Well, Illinois is red.
I know, because I think other people are leaving. So
Yeah.
like they're getting post-grads, but I don't think they're getting, I think pretty much anyone else who's like settled down or whatever is getting the fuck out.
Are you guys, I knew that Pennsylvania had lost people, but I thought they would be in the middle. This is very surprising to me that they lost that many people.
Yeah, look, it's fucking odd. The Illinois one, not. I'm with you, Bob. A lot of my friends moved to Chicago, but all the people who've moved out of Chicago are fed up with everything that's going on in that state, in the city, and the taxes and all that shit. And they were like, I got to get out of here.
It doesn't matter when you're in your 20s, really.
Right. But as you get older and you settle down, you have kids, you're like, do I want to raise my family here? And the answer is no. That's why my wife and I moved out of California. Yeah, it's unrealistic, and then let alone the education system, which Remy talked about yesterday. So
one thing to keep in mind, too, on both of these, Wisconsin is green. So Wisconsin's picked up a little bit, while Illinois has lost a fair amount.
Yeah, that people fucking travel back and forth between those two states.
All the time.
And I mean, Chicago and Milwaukee, that's one city, basically. Like, if you look on Google Maps, there is no break in urban area between Chicago and Milwaukee at this point. So I can see people from Chicago being like, I want to get the fuck out of Illinois. Maybe I'll just move up on a lake. You know what I mean?
And it's
like
cheaper.
Right over the border.
Yeah, it's cheaper. Yep.
You know what's really interesting, too, is Real Political Data. It's like an organization that analyzes political polls, kind of like 538, but what they do, instead of trying to aggregate numbers or anything, they look into the weeds. They go into the granular part, the crosstabs they're called, right? Mm-hmm. And so from the 2020 poll, the final one right before the election in 2020 in Pennsylvania, to the one that was conducted this past weekend in Pennsylvania, same poll by New York Times and Siena. For males, it's plus Trump 3 on both, right? For female, it's Biden plus 14, Harris plus 7, which means she lost 7 points amongst women in Pennsylvania. This is a New York Times poll. So, I mean, again, poll, take it for what it's worth. I don't fucking care about that. I just think it's interesting to see these crosstabs. When you go just by age, 18 to 29-year-olds went from plus 30 Biden to plus 2 for Harris. And this is just this weekend. It's not like this is mid-bump for her. Mm-hmm. That's a very interesting number. I don't know how to explain that. 30 to 44 is Harris plus 6. Those are cat ladies who have given up on life, probably, right? Let's be real about it, right? Like you just made the point. The 18 to 29-year-olds are still trying to move to more fertile ground and start a fucking family and actually be able to afford a home. Right? That's what they're thinking about. And then is the older crowd, 65 plus. Biden plus 12, Harris plus 7. They lost 5 points amongst the retired folk, probably because they're fucking around with Medicare right now, which we'll get into in a minute. One of these other stories. Now, the one that really surprised me the most, I guess the 18 to 29 really surprised me, but non-white voters in Pennsylvania have gone from plus 52 Biden to plus 23 for Harris. That's a 29-point loss.
It's a lot, but we're hearing the same things.
I'm hearing that like all over the country.
All of our black friends are like, dude, we don't like her.
Yeah.
So, dude, the whole thing is odd. And again, going back to the interview thing, like you're 85 days from the election right now. You've got to get as much sound bites as you can. Trump is doing fucking spaces and shit, like with Elon. Like, and she was invited to do the same thing. Like, why not? Looking at the numbers that Trump got over there, why wouldn't you do that? I mean, she's not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, alleged, like, they say they got like 2 billion impressions, which probably means that 100 million people watch that thing. Right?
Sure.
That's a lot of fucking people. And And then when you look at Marquette's national poll, same thing. Last Marquette national poll before the last election to the one that was conducted just this weekend. Men actually went from +4 Biden in the U.S. to +7 for Trump, which is very interesting. I guess they're less cucked than they were before. Women actually moved in Harris's direction for this one, so far at least. Even on the national scale, 18 to 29-year-olds went from +36 Biden to +32 Harris. Right, so even nationally, you're seeing people that are fucking the younger people move towards Trump, interestingly. And then both groups of older people, 45 to 59 and 60 plus, both moved in the direction of Trump. I think these are people that are seeing their 401ks disappear and the equity in their homes disappear, probably, right?
Yeah.
That's just my guess.
Wouldn't their 401ks be doing better?
No, the stock market just fucking crashed 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's not great.
It's still up.
It's still
It's been
up
for like 20 years. It's been
It's
upward.
up over the course of 5 years, but when you're looking at it every day and hoping that it keeps going up and it goes down by 30 points, that's not fun.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not a 401k, though.
1,000.
That's
It depends on
Yeah,
what.
you don't check your 401k every day. You're a psycho if you check your 401k every day.
There's a lot of people that do it, man.
I check
A
retirement
lot.
accounts probably every 3 months.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do it, man. Yeah, goddamn. Some of the conversations I have with these parents at these things, and I'm like, oh shit, and it's nervous about it.
Also,
And by
the
the
Dow
w-
Jones made up almost its entire crash back.
Yeah, it'll. I mean, that's
So, 401k
it's
is probably
inflating.
fine.
Yeah, we'll see. Home inflation is up by 6% right now, I think. One of the other interesting ones, I think I was talking to Bob about this the other day, is the Roman Catholic vote went from +11 Biden to +3 Trump because there are no Catholics in the race, which is an odd thing that you would vote for something like that. Like, who fucking cares?
But God stopped the bullet, so you would vote for Trump on that one.
I don't know, but I would. What I would really be curious about is the Jewish vote. Jews vote 75% Democrat usually, right? In America, I would be very curious to see a poll on that because I can't imagine they're going to fucking support Kamala Harris. I mean, it just doesn't like. Can you? Can you be somebody who actually get out? Look, there's a lot of different Jews with a lot of different fucking ideologies. They believe different shit politically and all that stuff. But anybody that cares about the condition of Israel, it seems very unlikely they're going to vote for Kamala Harris, right?
It's tough because it's all Hollywood. So, and that's what I can speak on is like they're all in on her. However, if I was in that particular religion, I would not be. With all the pro-Hamas bullshit, but hey, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't have any answers anymore. I think it's still, for a lot of people, it's Orange Man bad and whatever, man. I'll go against my beliefs and everything else to try to vote. And for me, with the polls and all that shit, I don't really give a fuck about that, same as you. But I do follow the money and where it's going. And right now, it seems like Pennsylvania is the one that's going to decide this thing. So out of $110 million that the Harris campaign has spent so far since July 22nd, $42 million has gone into Pennsylvania alone.
It's not working.
Don't know.
We do know.
Won't know until the night.
A poll can say anything. Voter registrations do not lie.
But we won't know until that night. And like, I was wrong in 2020, apparently. Or was I? Who knows?
No.
I don't think I was, but I don't know. Because the other part of this, throw the polls out, throw the money out, throw all of it out. Will we get an honest and fair election at the end of the day?
No. No, you just have to make the margin too wide for them to cheat. And then once you get into power, look, I mean, there's a really good chance the Republicans not only win the presidency, but both houses of Congress. Right, and then I mean, I've heard, who knows what the fuck's going to happen, right? But the things that I hear from the Trump camp is that they're going to fucking burn the place to the ground and salt the earth so it can't grow again. But I don't know. I mean,
Who?
What do you mean who?
Who's going to do that?
The Trump campaign or the Trump presidency, I guess.
Oh, if he gets elected? Yeah, which would be great. Because we said this on the show for years. We need a hard reset right now. Start deporting people, start doing all the shit, and do it. But will they let him in? I don't know. But, I mean, just looking at the last month, the fucking assassination, like, that never happened. It's almost as if that never happened. Nobody said a goddamn word that the president of the United States was almost assassinated. We don't hear it once anymore. And that was 29 days ago or something like that. So I have no fucking idea. We got a candidate who won't talk to anyone. She's running for president. She had 90 days to run for president, and she won't do one fucking interview. That's bananas to me. Biden, that whole shit for the last 4 years. Basement Joe, remember that? That was the catchphrase in 2020 before the election. Because he never left the basement. He didn't. And he somehow won the goddamn election. So who fucking knows, man?
Well, I mean, we know how. It was boxes of ballots that were brought in the middle of the night, and they put fucking cardboard on the windows.
Right.
Everybody saw this shit. We're all still like...
Brian Kemp didn't in Georgia.
We're all still kind of softly pretending it didn't happen, but everybody knows exactly what fucking happened there.
Look, I've seen the photos as well, and...
You've seen... No, you've seen video.
Yeah, no, I've seen videos of people stuffing the ballots, but I saw the photos in Georgia, them taping the cardboard up on the windows.
No, there's video of that, too.
Oh, is there, too?
Yeah, there's video of that. Why? And there's somebody standing there saying, why are you doing this? Because you have a... The public has a right to look in and watch that process. You can't stop them from doing that. That's a crime to do that.
Well, they did it.
Yeah, they did it.
And there's 140,000 ballots that are still locked in a warehouse under a lawsuit in Georgia that nobody's been able to see. No one's allowed to see them for some reason. So, yeah. But as far as we're concerned for this show, we will be covering her speech live next week, next Thursday night, and then go through that. Because that'll be the first time, truly, I think, any of us have heard her speak more than 8 minutes.
I mean, honestly, I'm just looking at September 10th. I don't really care about her doing some... the good news is if she does an interview with CNN, which I think this is... The main reason she hasn't done one yet is because MSNBC is the only network that will be friendly to her at this point. I think the broadcast networks and CNN are going to ask her what the fuck, right? Because they've been doing it to her surrogates all week this week. Like, what the fuck? You gonna answer some questions, or are we just gonna do this, right? So now she's just got to double down and not do it at all. But September 10th, she can't run away from that. I don't care who the moderator is.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody's gonna ask her, what is your plan on this? And she's gonna have to answer that fucking question. And it's gonna be like listening to a child explain fucking Pokemon cards to you. That's what it's going to sound like, and America's going to look around and be like, "Oh shit."
I think that would actually sound expert. I don't know that metaphor tracks.
It does. When you're a grown man and a 6-year-old's trying to explain Pokemon cards to you, that's what she sounds like when she's talking.
Oh yeah, but that implies she's an expert.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's true. But I wanted to ask you something interesting that I saw the other night on Fox. And again, I'm just flipping through the dials here, trying to figure it out here of what's going on. Fox had an interesting take on it. They said, if Harris isn't going to do any interviews at all and not talk to anybody, should Trump?
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Show that, like, if there is a difference between you and the person you're running against, and this is the same for a job interview, right? Mm-hmm. If there's a difference between you and your competitor and you're able to highlight that difference, do it.
Yeah.
I think that's always a good decision to make. And people are criticizing him for like, oh, he's rambling and blah, blah, blah. And I don't like listening to it personally, but his fans do, right? So whatever. But I think it would be smarter if he was more concise with this. When he does his rallies, do whatever the fuck you want. But when he does press conferences and stuff, make it sharp. Boom, boom, boom. 45-second answers every single time, right? Because it isn't about your style or what you like to do or who you are as a person. It is about technical writing, right? If you go to college and you study writing in any way, one of the writing classes you will take is called technical writing, and it is how to write to the audience, right? You don't use a bunch of industry terms that people don't understand. You don't write in a way that's presumptive of their intelligence or anything like that. You distill it down to the fucking basics. Like somebody that's never experienced this thing before can come look at this or read this or operate this piece of machinery, and they know exactly what to do because you gave them clear and concise instructions. That's what a press conference should be.
Yeah.
Right? And I think he's fucking that up. But if you've been watching him since 2013 when he really started doing all these political campaigns and shit like that, or political press conferences, it's always been the same. It hasn't changed.
No, nothing's ever changed with him. He's always been the same dude in that regard. But I agree with you. If he was smart, he would keep it under 60 seconds. just for clips. I mean, we do it with the YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and TikTok. Under 60 is where you need to be. So whatever that soundbite is, then you could cut it up across, all these different platforms and have that. Also, one of the best notes I ever got in regards to writing is don't write smarter than you are.
Yeah.
Because if you were writing fucking huge, long words that don't come out of your mouth on a daily basis.
You know what's funny? John Adams' wife actually used to criticize him about that. When he was writing, I don't know about as a politician, but there's a story in a book about how, and it made its way into that HBO. I had to track.
He was portrayed for the Boston Massacre trial.
Yeah. When he was writing his closing statements for the Boston Massacre trial, which is where the Sons of Liberty baited English soldiers into blah 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 whatever.
Justified police shooting.
Yeah. She said, I can't remember the exact phrase, but I think it was, you don't have to quote great men to prove you are one. Right?
Yeah.
And it's that is for a number of reasons. One, you're talking over people's heads, but two, that doesn't feel good as an audience member to sit there like, oh yeah, like have to pretend you know what the fuck's going on. No, they're ordinary people. Talk to them like they're ordinary people. Like, hey, right now, you can go to BLS.gov right now, the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. You can go there, and you can put in January of 2021, right? And then you can put in this month, and you can put $1 in there, and then hit the inflation calculator, and it'll show you that your dollar is now worth 22% less than it was before. Your dollar that you have in the bank that you think is safe is now worth 78 cents. I did that in 30 seconds. And that will tell people exactly how in danger this economy is right now.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. Gare Bear, is he up? Is he out here? Is he alive? Yeah. Come on up, Gare Bear.
He's spiking up in the back somewhere.
Got a street Gonzo clip. But tell you what, while he's moseying up here, I'll read off the title sponsor, ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Speaking of economy, it's all 50% off over there. Kids, mattresses, sheets, pillows, adjustable bases, weighted blankets, mattresses for RVs. It's all 50% off with the promo code at Drinkin Bros at checkout. And guess what? Stock up the cart as high as it'll go. You want 60 items? Great, they're all 50% off. Promo code Drinkin Bros. Boom, you're good. Also, when you check out, you're going to see a little box. It says, hey, would you like to stretch this out over 3 years? No interest if you have decent credit. Take advantage of it. Fuck it. Money's not real anymore. According to this administration, go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Get yourself a brand new bedroom set. Speaking of beds, saw you sleeping on the Ghost massage topper back there in the edit bay. Gare Bear, what are you working on here? Where are you at this week for Street Gonzo?
All right, so this week we are going to DreamCon, which is essentially Black Comic-Con, and
I called it BlackCon. I thought that was the name for it.
BlackCon is what I like to call it.
I throw on some prosthetic breasts that I had stashed away in my loft upstairs in my house, my old podcast studio. What's interesting about this episode is that we actually do a sort of journalistic piece. We couldn't get in originally, and then my friend somehow finagled his way in there, used his black magic. Literally, he's black.
Sure.
And you actually get to follow me and Joel as we find the story. Because originally, the truck driver broke the curtains delivering the pallet of hard AF.
Yep.
And you sent me to the store to get some screws. Mm-hmm. So we went to Home Depot, and you said, hey, go promote hard AF. So we brought cans out, and we found the story that way. It was actually really organic.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where this all came from?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Believe it or not.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's show a highlight from tomorrow's episode that'll be live on YouTube. Here's Street Gonzo. Roll it.
I fucking agree to do this kind of shit. Why did I open my big mouth?
What do you mean agree?
Yeah.
It was your idea.
If we go to DreamCon, I got an idea. I want to wear these fake tits. They feel real. They're like drag queen tits.
Holy shit. You can wear them?
I'm a real journalist and I'm wearing fake tits to a black anime convention. Yeah, it's really fucking funny.
This is just my tits. You want to film? Make sure there's nothing in there?
Oh, it's good. Everybody
Oh my God, dude. No fucking way. There's a lot of fucking people there.
Why are there so many whites?
Hey, why is this event important for black people?
Black people need to know they can be nerds and it's okay.
What are your wildest dreams?
My wildest dreams? Damn, I don't want to say this on camera and get like fucked up, but like probably fucking in cosplay.
Would you fuck me?
Not on camera.
Hey, Mr. Kool-Aid Man, doing what a Kool-Aid man can. Do you think it's offensive that I'm wearing tits?
No, can I grab one?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
They
you
feel-
got nice nipples.
Oh my God, they feel like mine.
This is my child support back pay notice.
Wahoo! Here we go. So you a fan? That's very good. That's a very good.
Fan of Italian plumbers. You look real Italian, dude.
Hey, shit, you know?
How you? That's his real voice.
You win.
Good God.
That's incredible. I mean, I'm looking at people are texting me as this is going on right now, and they're like, "Is this real? What the fuck, bro?" Yeah, I'm. Yes, this is real. That you're a real person.
Yeah.
Why? Why did you have the tits? Like, why did you even buy that in the first place?
You know, I actually don't remember. I was.
You know why?
Gary,
You're such a pervert.
come on, dude.
I was actually with my buddy Bobby at a party. This was back when I was still on the sauce, so to speak. And I was just fucking hammered, and we were like, dude, it'd be funny to get some fake tits. That was like 2 years ago. We never did anything with them. And then I really, Joel, why did we do that?
It was your idea. We just watched
Gary,
it,
we just
motherfucker.
watched it. It was your idea.
We literally
I don't know
just
why I
watched
came
you
up with
pitch
it.
him the idea.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't remember.
What fucking bizarro world are we in right now where we watched you just now pitch the idea to Joel? And you're like, why did we even do that?
Dude,
because of
fucking
you.
relax. Look,
because
this
you're a
is-
piece of shit, Gary.
No, stop.
That text message was from our agent. He's watching this live, and he goes, "Is that real? Is that a real person?" I was like, "Yeah, we get that all the time. With you. He's not an actor. It's not
The tits are real too.
Well,
fake, you know what I'm saying?
they
boys?
feel really nice.
It's
they
weird.
do, like,
it's weird.
so I understand the reactions from the audience, but yeah.
I'm saying, Dan, that I don't remember why I wanted to do that. I think it was probably just for shock value because, I don't know, I'm nuts. But we have BTS footage this time. We have some segments that we cut out because it was too long, and we got some BTS footage. We're going to start putting it up on the Patreon.
Great.
And you guys will actually be able to see Ross and Dan's reaction to the tits when we first showed you guys.
Yeah, because you came over. I was watching UFC over at his house, and we were eating some Monkeypox wings.
Yeah, and we did a little creative editing, if you will, on Dan's reaction. It's fucking hilarious. You saw that, Ross.
Yeah, it's very good. We'll put that up on Drinkin Bros Podcast Patreon. Tune in tomorrow to this channel to watch Street Gonzo at 5 p.m. Central. Is it Central time?
5 p.m. Texas time. I don't abide by that Central bullshit.
Yeah, that's Central. That's Central, Gare Bear. Proud of you, though. Keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Yeah, and then also, I just want to remind everybody that the episodes at the end, something crazy usually happens, and in this one, I think we pushed it about as far as we could go.
Okay.
And you haven't seen that yet, Ross.
No, I watched the first, 12 minutes last night
I think
after
we're just
the
gonna.
concert.
It's about 30 seconds. I think we're just gonna leave it in, and you can see it when it comes out.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
so
enough.
that's what I got.
All right.
And then also, I want to let people know one last thing. On Friday, we're going to go up to Fort Worth to the stockyards, and that's going to be the episode after this. So this episode's going to be coming out as we're recording other shit.
Which is awesome. And if you want to go and chat with Gary and the boys, feel free. They'll be up there. Are you guys stopping by Uncle Laser's
We're
thing,
stopping
too?
by Laser's show, the stockyards. We might hit a rodeo. I'm going to try to go to the Fort Worth medical prison facility and get an interview set up with Joe Exotic down the road. And then also the crazy plane lady, Tiffany Gomez, is a friend of mine, and she's meeting us there. JT's going to be there. This is probably going to be the craziest one in terms of just pure chaos. But and then we are still also working on a big serial killer news package with FBI agent and a detective and some other
Bob,
stuff.
right? Bob's going to be the bait for the Rainy Street Ripper.
We're gonna use Bob as bait for the Rainy Street Ripper. How do you feel about this, Bob?
Looking forward to it.
Ready to catch this son of a bitch.
Yeah. Time to put him behind bars.
Bob's tired of seeing his brethren go down.
It sure is.
You know, not his dick and balls,
but his
like
actual
brethren.
bros.
Yeah. Speaking of all this stupid bullshit, just a reminder, you have one more day to buy Street Gonzo merch by midnight tomorrow night, Friday. If you've bought by then, within any Street Gonzo merch, you're entered into a contest to win a trip to a football game with us. We'll decide which one.
Yep.
Probably based on your location, to be honest, so it's easier for you because it's traveling.
It's
Traveling's a fucking shit show these
for
days.
sure. And we'll get you free tickets,
Yeah,
booze,
we'll get
all
tickets,
that stuff.
booze. Gary will fucking probably let you touch those tits.
Yeah.
If you want.
Bring the tits.
I don't see
bring the
why
tits.
not.
Bring the tits up to
But yeah, you
Illinois.
got until tomorrow, so hustle up.
Yeah, drinkinbros.com, Street Gonzo merch for sale. Thank you, Gare Bear. Next up, Biden Harris destroy Medicare, rob you to fix it. One of President Joe Biden's signature domestic achievements is set to cause a significant spike in Medicare premiums for millions of Americans just ahead of the November election. Now, his administration is preparing to dole out billions of dollars to private insurance companies to blunt the impact of the increase. The jump in premiums is a consequence of efforts to reduce what older Americans pay for prescription drugs, part of the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act. I forgot about that act.
Yeah.
How's it working?
No, it's not.
No?
No.
It's been 2 years, though, right? That's what it was supposed to do? It was supposed to work?
I mean, it was supposed to. Yeah. Well, no. It was just the Green New Deal with a different name, to be honest.
That's all it is.
Yeah, but one of the things it did was insurance companies were charging premiums plus the drug plan prices, right?
Yeah.
Which is a normal thing. I don't like that it's a normal thing, but it is a normal thing, and that's the system as it is set up. So it capped premiums, lowered the cost of premiums for people. So what did drug companies do? In the absence of any regulation on drug prices, they fucking raised the drug prices. Yep. They're going to make their fucking money, right?
Yeah.
So to get around that, to avoid, because it just now, it hits right now. This is when it begins, is this month, August. So to avoid having 2 months of higher drug prices for American citizens who are on Medicare, the Biden-Harris administration are going to spend billions of dollars, billions of taxpayer dollars to offset the cost.
Yeah.
So for everybody on Medicare, they're going to pay an additional $50. I don't know. How many people are on Medicare, Bob?
It's a lot. It's a lot, I think.
Because it's a lot of kids, too.
67 million.
Whew.
Good God.
Whew. That's a big boy number.
So the government's going to pay.
It's mostly old people. 90% of them, 89.5% are 65 and older.
Okay. So the monthly premium, the government is going to pay for $15 more of it than they were before, which is $1 billion a month. Doesn't seem like a lot of money, but it is a lot of money when you steal it from taxpayers to pay for your political fuck up, just so you don't have to suffer the political consequences.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're literally robbing Americans to pay for them fucking up so they don't get voted out of fucking office. I can't think of anything worse than that, except for what's coming next. What's coming next, and this will be, once the subsidy part runs out, their next step will be to try to forcefully cap drug prices. This is a fucking mistake. I know it sounds good in theory to have price caps on things like drugs and shit like that, but that is a fucking mistake. It's never worked in all of human history, ever. It never fucking works.
Was there a cap on drugs at any point in our country's history?
Not here, no, but there has been. The most famous example of this, of price fixing or price capping, whatever you want to call it, is in the late 3rd, early 4th century with a Roman emperor named Diocletian. That's Diocletion. Diocletian, and what is considered one of the biggest blunders in the entire history of Rome, right? From like the 9th century fucking BC until, I don't know, the 1300s, if you want to count that as Rome still. Technically, it was something else, but they considered themselves to be Roman. At any rate, he recalled for like the 3rd time over the course of 100 years or so, or maybe it's 50 years, recalled all the coinage, melt it down, add less silver, less gold to it, reconstitute it, he actually made a new denomination of coin and put it out into the market. And then, in addition to that, he instituted the Edict on Maximum Prices. You can look it up. There's a whole fucking Wikipedia page for it. It set the max price for literally everything in the Roman economy. Every item you could buy, every service you could buy had a max price set by the Roman government, right, by the emperor. So what was the result of that? Inflation got worse, way worse. People set up parallel economies and started a black market instead, right? So inflation got worse, black market, and in response to that, fucking Diocletian set a cap on how much money you could make. He set a cap on how much money you could make as an individual. That was the only solution to it. Otherwise, people would just take their money out of the economy and go spend it in the black market.
Sounds like socialism.
It's crazy nonsense. By the way, by the end of his reign as emperor in like the 305 time period, I think, something like that, 305 or 310 or some shit. By the end, everybody was ignoring it for, you guessed it, the fucking free market, and it worked. It saved the Roman economy just to ignore the goddamn government and spend money the way you wanted to. This always happens when government gets involved in something. Like, what the fuck are they good at? We used to be good at war. We're not even good at that anymore. Now the government is literally good at nothing. They're not good at securing our country, the border. They're not good at DMVs. They couldn't have a fucking website that worked properly. Nothing.
DMVs are awful. Look, it keeps getting worse. So the parade yesterday was fun with the Taliban.
Well, today's the 2 year anniversary. 3 year anniversary.
Yeah. Yep. And so they held that parade strategically, I'm assuming.
Yep,
sure did.
Like, hey, thanks for the stuff.
Yeah, we showed that clip yesterday with Remy on the show. Big fan. Also a big fan of our next sponsor, MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that deposit up to $1,000. I'm excited. College football is 12 days away. Is it 12 days? Just 12 more sleeps?
11. The 24th.
Yeah.
It's the 24th.
9 days.
Oh, yeah, 9, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Can't come soon enough.
Oh, look at me. Oh, pull up a spread. What's the big game that day? Is it Tech?
Georgia Tech, Florida State.
Yeah, give me the odds on that. I'll fucking drop a 2-week.
We got a Hawaii game.
Ooh, I always bet the over in Hawaii if I lose earlier in the day. Is it a late game? It always is in Hawaii. If it's Tech against Florida State, where's it at? Is it a neutral site?
It is in Dublin, yeah.
Oh, shit, it's in Ireland.
Yeah.
Man. All right, what's the spread on this?
This one is 11.5 for Florida State.
Give me Georgia Tech plus the points.
Okay.
I know it sounds weird. They're a feisty team, and I don't believe in the quarterback of Florida State at all.
So there's an early line here, SMU at Nevada, right? SMU's like a 27.5 point favorite. Sure, whatever, I don't know. The total over is 56.5. I think SMU's going to dump in points. Their team over, you probably won't get that till the day of, but SMU's team over that day, I'm all over it.
Okay. And then what's the last game? Is it Hawaii?
Delaware State takes on Hawaii.
We got a spread on that?
No, not yet. No.
Oh boy.
Kicks off at 11 p.m. here.
Sure does, dude. I'm always chasing with that fucking midnight Hawaii game, dude. So if I lose that Georgia Tech bet during the day, I'll bet on Hawaii at night. Either way, it's back. First week spreads are up. Even second week spreads. The game we're going to, Michigan, Texas. Spread on that is Michigan plus 3.5 at home. I will take those points. Thank you very much, sir. So looking forward to all of it. But you can bet on Super Bowl, national championship odds, Heisman Trophy winners. Starters are starting to get named here for colleges. Ohio State pick Will Howard. Why does that matter? Heisman numbers lowered. If you bet him earlier, congratulations. But those have been up on the sites for weeks. So, yeah. It's all here, and we're nine more sleeps away from college football. Go to mybookie.com. Enter that promo code Drinkin' Bros to double that first deposit up to $1,000. Next up, Kamala Harris's campaign got caught faking news. The Harris campaign has been editing news headlines and descriptions within Google search ads that make it appear as if The Guardian Reuters, CBS News, and other major publishers are on her side, Axios has found. I saw this article the other day.
Yeah,
This
this is stuff that was banned by Facebook in 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Because Trump, not Trump specifically, but Cambridge Analytica did it, I believe.
Sure. I would assume this happens all the time. One would imagine, but what are some of the hits here, Dan?
I mean, it's a common practice in commercial advertising.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody, like if you go on like Drudge or something like that, you see those either the interstitial or the block ads at the top and bottom, and it'll look like another headline. But really what it is an advertisement for a product.
Right.
Right.
And for those who don't know, so like look at these headlines right here. Any of these big headlines that are not highlighted in yellow, right? Tim Walz military service 23, that one, right?
Uh-huh.
When you go in the back end, I used to do this in marketing to like make sponsored posts. You create the headline.
Yeah, you just make it up.
You
It doesn't
type it in.
Like here's what happens to Bob's
Interesting.
point. The average person just scrolls through that, looks at it, and that's information for them now. They don't click through. They don't read the article.
Correct.
Yep. That's not what it's there for. I promise you the Harris campaign doesn't give a fuck about their click-through rate. They have no concerns about that whatsoever. So the ads say they're sponsored. Like you can tell in the top left, you can see that it says sponsored, but they purport to be an actual news headline. Now, brands like CNN, USA Today, NPR, so on and so forth, whose links have appeared in Harris for President ads, said they were unaware that they were being used in that way. So they'll take a real article by one of these organizations, they'll write their own headline for it, and then post it as a news article, but as an ad.
The headline and the
Interesting.
subheader. So and all of this.
Yeah, all
you
the
write
metadata.
yourself. Yeah.
No
in the
shit.
middle. Yeah, so here's an example.
This should be illegal.
It is on Facebook, but not illegal criminally speaking. So here's an example of one. An ad that ran alongside an article from The Guardian shows a headline. The headline reads, VP Harris fights abortion bans, Harris defends reproductive freedom or repro freedom. And then includes supporting text underneath the headline that reads, VP Harris is a champion for reproductive freedom and will stop Trump's abortion bans. Google said, but if you look into the text, it's the article itself, nothing about any of that stuff, right? Google said that the ads don't technically violate the rules, but Facebook banned this shit. It was actually 2017. Now I'm looking at the notes. They banned it because it is intentionally misleading.
Yeah.
Like that is the entire. It's literally fake news.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But this time the news agencies aren't even involved in it. They're the victims, if you think about it that way.
Strange.
In addition to, I don't know why they wouldn't. I would sue the fuck out of somebody if they were doing this shit with my content.
Same. That's wild, man. Yeah, I saw Axios had caught this story and ran it, but what I can't figure out is it the campaign that's just going into Google and saying, all right, we'll pay you X amount of dollars to do this shit?
They don't have to. There's a staffer who creates Google ads, somebody like Governal who does that for a living, right?
Uh-huh.
And they make it all up. They fudge the whole thing, and nobody ever checks to see if it's real or not.
No shit.
Yeah. And this is, by the way, we mentioned it before, but this is while Harris has now for 26 days not spoken to the fucking media, right? This is a manicured version of a human being that we have 20 years of documentation on being the most liberal person in the world for a while. Mm-hmm. First of all, putting a bunch of black dudes in jail, hiding exculpatory evidence to keep them there, right? Even on death row. And then all of a sudden pivoting when it became politically expedient to being quite literally the most progressive person we've had in Congress, right? And now her image is being reshaped from the incompetent person, the first person kicked out of the DNC primaries in 2020, to an albatross around the neck of the Biden campaign, right? To a cackling dum-dum. Like, what are we going to do? And then to when they first started talking about getting Biden out, she was the problem. Like, we got to get this bitch out of the way, too. How are we going to do that? Fuck it. I guess we'll just have to go with her. So the decision they made, obviously, was to work with these media companies and with advertising agencies to completely fabricate a fucking identity for this woman that we can all easily go on the internet and see is not true, right? If she gets elected, we get exactly what we fucking deserve. The American people no longer deserve their country if she gets elected. I'll say that because it's very obvious what's happening. Not only obvious in a general sense, but obvious that you can literally just go on the internet right now and disprove all this stuff they're trying to fucking make you believe easily. But easily, even today with all the censorship that goes on in search and social media, you can still go easily find that she's full of shit and people are going to fucking vote for her anyways. Have at it, bud.
But there is some of the smartest people I know, and we talked about this last week. Even they're like, hey, man, am I reading this correctly? Because it seems like Kamala Harris is up by 10 in every fucking thing. No, I just can't physically believe it. And again, somebody who hasn't spoken to the media in 26 days.
Well, they again, it's on purpose. They're trying to craft an image.
I know it is, and I know they're buying out all this shit. And everything we're seeing. Bob, pull up the cover of Time magazine, too. Even this fucking thing, which made her look like a saint or some fucking type of god, where you're like, all right, cool. Like, the work and effort that went into this picture and everything else were like, it's her moments. You know, it's her time.
This is the same thing they tried to do with Hillary in 2016.
Yeah.
She was... we've got to elect a woman, blah, 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 this whole thing, right? She was against marriage equality until 2013 when it became politically expedient to be for marriage equality. She was against it. She was a constitutional amendment, marriage protection amendment supporter, Patriot Act, Iraq, Afghanistan, Iraq again, right? All that shit. She fucking went after all the people that her husband raped behind the scenes. There's quotes of her. There's fucking conversations from her. Like, we've got to destroy these people. Yeah. Right? All of this stuff. And still it was, she's our progressive woman candidate. She's the single most, this is the quote, the single most qualified candidate in American history.
Yes.
Right? They tried this before against Trump and it didn't work. Are people dumber now than they were then? We're going to find out in a couple months.
Well, if you go back and look at it from 16 to now, with how quickly you're able to generate all these headlines and AI and all this other shit, maybe 9 years worth of being brainwashed. Of
but how is
what
that
you
possible?
See on the internet?
Because
people don't check. It's exactly what you said earlier.
I know that part, but like, it happened in 2016. Trump used it in 2016. Not Trump directly, but people on that side of the campaign did for sure, right? Just to cast doubt amongst voters about news agencies. Now, they were right. The information was correct, but they used the same strategy, right? And then everybody for the next 4 years talked about how he cheated, right? It was all about how Trump cheated. He did this, Russia collusion, blah, 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 all this bullshit. And you would think at that point people would be kind of, it can't be the case that people still see a headline and believe that that's just reality. Because if it is, then let's just fucking burn this place to the fucking ground. Honestly.
I mean, 50,000 foot view, like, we all work in media. We all create content. We are almost certainly in the, 1% of people in terms of media literacy.
Sure, but media literacy,
but I think you're
I understand that part. But if media literacy is just clicking a link, reading for 3 minutes, and then going to finding a phrase in there that you want to look up that's salient, looking it up and seeing if that's actually right or not. Yeah. If you can't be bothered to do that, you don't deserve to live in a good country. You're a fucking retard.
Yeah, I mean, you're describing 90%
good.
of America.
Yeah. Good. Let's have the call then, because I'm ready to sleep outdoors. I can make my own food. I can defend my home. Let's do this shit. Right? Get these weak fucking dumb retards the fuck out of here. Go on, get.
But let's say they win. Then the dumb, weak retards take over.
They're not taking over anything. They're dumb and weak.
We're doing it. We've seen it for the last 4 years. And nothing has changed. And then we get this fucking dummy in there who won't speak. They won't allow a human being to speak that's running for president. And the story that broke, 2 days ago, which was not the most shocking thing of all time, they were like, Obama's the one who's guiding this campaign behind the scenes. Yes, he's been running the country. Yeah. This is another one of his, they're all in. I guarantee you, he sat down with her and he goes, Kamala, we got a problem. You're real dumb and you shouldn't fucking talk. And I guarantee that was the thing. And she was like, oh, Well, are you sure you're just not unburdened by what's been done? No, there's no unburden to be done here. It's just you're fucking dumb.
I will say, I don't know if this is their strategy, but the logic behind if people are tired of noise, be the quieter one is not terrible.
No. And also, I agree, Obama has influence, but he's not like the showrunner.
He's the dude.
What are you talking about?
He's the fucking president of the United States.
Who do you think is the president right now?
The fucking banks, BlackRock, whoever you want, like any corporation that has their kind of like talons into the Democratic Party.
He's the fucking president.
But they're not in the White. Who's in the White House running the country?
Who's in it? Who's running the country?
It's just a group of people. It's not really.
But who are they?
We don't know them.
I think it all runs through Obama. I really do. Go back to where this all started with Clooney's fucking bullshit, which sounds completely bananas, but all of this is. He still called Obama and said, hey, I'm going to fucking drop this op-ed piece. Are you cool with it? I think everything runs through this fucking guy. This campaign will run through it. And yeah, dude, for somebody who won't speak for 26 days, and we've all heard her fucking speak in the past, it's the smartest strategy they have of don't say anything because you're dumb. It's not if there's a noise and you got to be the quiet one. She's a fucking retard. That's it. And every time she opens her fucking mouth, how many times do we have to hear the goddamn unburdened thing over and over again? Like, I understand the strategy. I do. Is that a winning one? Maybe. It worked in 2020. So who fucking knows at this point? But it's real goddamn bizarre. 26 days. And you're 85 from the election and you haven't made one fucking interview? That's nuts to me.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's president of the United States. You're running for president. It's not like, oh, hey, I'm running for Secretary of Treasury for my fucking sorority. You're running for president of the United States and you're afraid to give a speech or talk to anybody? Fucking wild to me, man. Next up, 10% for the big guy. A CNN panel reacted on Wednesday to the news that Hunter Biden reportedly sought help from the U.S. government for a possible financial benefit energy project in Italy while his father was vice president, and said it felt very strange. This isn't great. Hunter Biden, everyone in the White House has known for a long time is an issue. The way that his lawyers responded to the disclosure saying, well, yeah, he sent letters, but he did nothing wrong. It feels very strange to people that the vice president's son was sending letters or making requests to other government officials and saying, hey, would you meet with this company? CNN's Edward Isaac Dover said the president's son sought assistance from the State Department for a lucrative energy project in Italy when President Biden was vice president, according to the New York Times, highlighting allegations that he used his father's political standing as leverage for foreign business interests. And they go on to say from CNN, it does look like he was at least making people say, you notice what my last name is, right? One of the other things the New York Times reports that there's a document that was suddenly shaken loose from the U.S. bureaucracy of the week that President Biden dropped out of the race. CNN host Cassie Hunt said they claim it's a coincidence. It's not.
No, more likely it is this was part of the leverage they used to get him the fuck out of there, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, let's be frank. That's how all of this works. It's a fucking snake pit in D.C. They used Biden when they could, and they let him use his influence to make money with his son. And once the time was up, it's like, oh, you're an embarrassment to us. You got to fucking go now.
Yep.
Right. This doesn't read great for them. I don't know if anything legally is ever going to happen.
But you know what's weird is nobody's talking about him or Joe, to be honest with you. Like, they are all just checked out completely, and we all know what's going to happen here. He's going to pardon Hunter on the way out. Mm-hmm. It's his kid. And then whoever else was involved in the other shit, and then that'll be it.
Yeah, well, Hunter still got a trial later this year for tax evasion. I don't know if you can you preemptively pardon somebody? I don't know how that works.
No, but let's say he gets convicted and goes away for a month. He's just got to wait till what, January 20th?
There's trials don't happen that quickly though. Like the trial isn't going to happen and he get convicted inside of 2024. I wouldn't think.
Me neither. So don't you just drop a pardon and then that's it?
Yeah, but I don't know how that works, actually. I have no idea how the pardon system works. Like, if you're indicted, can you get pardoned before you even get convicted?
I think when Trump did
Nixon was never convicted of anything.
Well, that was all a fucking sham, obviously. But like,
Hunter's so expendable, though. He's going to serve time.
I don't think so.
He will.
There's no way a president's son will serve time.
For the tax evasion thing, as long as he pays the back taxes, usually there's some leniency there. The problem is the other gun charge. Like, if it was one or the other, I don't think he would do any time. But he might, since it's going to be both.
I don't think he'll do any. Wasn't it Lil Wayne that got pardoned on a gun charge by Trump and or Kodak Black? One of them was up.
How funny would it be if Trump pardoned Hunter Biden on January 24th of next year?
You know what? I would do it.
Yeah,
I would totally do it and just say, hey guys, my entire life and family have been fucking prosecuted for years. Like, this shit can't continue to happen.
Yeah.
And then just pardon Hunter and be like, hey dude, go live your life. Your dad's got an hour left to live. Go spend it on the beach with him and then smoke crack.
And yeah, give him like a really nice crack pipe.
Beautiful crack
like
pipe.
Fucking crystal, not glass, real crystal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From, I don't know.
What's the big company? Swarovski crystals or something like that?
No, those are lab made, yeah.
When is Trump's date? The 18th of September?
It's September 18th of September.
Yes.
They're trying to get it pushed back right now, but I don't know if
he said no. So the judge said no in that case. He's not pushing it back. What happens?
Yeah, what happens if he gets convicted?
I agree, and like I think
he is convicted. It's a sentencing hearing,
right?
Yeah. What happens if he goes to prison?
Well, so here's my prediction. If this debate on the 10th, because let's face it, it seems very, very strategic. All of this, that debate doesn't go well for Harris on the 10th. I think they try to throw him in jail. That's the last move on the chessboard.
Yeah, and if that happens, by the way, DeSantis should park the National Guard outside of Trump's house and dare those motherfuckers to come down there and take him.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. If I was the governor of that state, that's exactly what I would fucking do.
Same. And shit's going to hit the fan. Like, I would kill to be a fly on the wall for those conversations that are going on right now. Because the DOJ is involved with this judge. And more than likely Obama, since he's running this campaign.
Definitely Obama. One of Obama's top guys at the DOJ got reassigned somehow from the Department of Justice to the New York City DA's office.
Yep.
Right? So yeah, he's involved for sure.
He's involved. And what's the move there?
I think you just said it.
But so let's say he goes to jail. Let's say the debate goes awful. She's a fucking moron. Because even the first question should be about the border. That's it.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced this isn't the Democrats punting, to be honest. If you wanted to legitimize Kamala Harris as a candidate, you can't pick the other most left person, right? There's no way that's a strategy. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know, but I think if this debate goes bad, they try to figure out a way to put him in jail, and that's it.
Are you talking about Walz?
Yeah, Walz. Yeah.
Like as the other most progressive.
Oh yeah, he's the most progressive governor in the country,
in the history of this fucking country.
I think you're maybe ascribing a little bit too much competence, right? Like we talk about all the time, like leftists in particular really don't see beyond skin deep, right? Like a black person is liberal because they're black or whatever, right? That sort of thing. They see, like, honestly, like why wouldn't that be the explanation for Walz? Oh, he's an old white guy in the Midwest, and he coached football, so therefore he is that. And he's going to relate to that.
It's fucking possible, man, but that's so dumb. It's so dumb. I mean, God fucking damn it, am I giving Democrats too much credit at this point?
You are, because everyone's a moron.
Like, truly, like, it's the simplest answer, is they just thought, like, yeah, he looks like it.
Nobody's doing their fucking, job.
Yeah, but everybody gets like Oppo research, people get annihilated. I know that they did Oppo research on this guy first, and I know that they have this interview from his commander or his sergeant major and the fucking first sergeant below him. That shit's like 6 years old now. It's from 2018, I think.
Yeah.
It's been circulating around. They knew this was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I just expect too much out of people.
But let's say debate goes bad on the 10th. They decide to put Trump in jail on the 17th or 18th, or whatever that date is. There would definitely be civil unrest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and there should be.
Yes.
Like trying to imprison a fucking leading candidate. No way, buddy.
Yeah.
That's not how it goes here.
So I think that's the debate probably within that campaign right now of what to do with this. Because otherwise, you could have kicked it on down the road like everybody, all these other trials got kicked on down the road. One of them got canceled outright, the one in Florida, I believe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, to be honest, I think I'm not confident about this, but I think there's a good chance Trump's conviction gets vacated at that, like between now and the hearing. Frankly, like it doesn't stand up to any rigor, like legal rigor at all. If you don't believe me, ask an attorney who's a Democrat what crime he committed, what felony he committed. And I promise you, they can't answer that question.
No, I mean, look, they had the best legal experts in the world on fucking CNN and Fox and all that other shit, and everybody had the same answers of like, I don't even know what this charge is. So who knows? But I'll be watching. So will the rest of the world that day, because if they vacate it, you're looking at 45 days before the election. At that point, be a big win for Trump. Do you really want to risk that too?
Well, I mean, it's not. It would be the Supreme Court doing it, so I don't think they really give a fuck about politics, as it were. They care more about legal precedent. That's more important.
But are they going to rule before the 18th?
They can rule anytime they want to on this stuff. But and to be honest, I'm not totally convinced it wouldn't be 8-1 or 7-2 or something like that. I don't think it would be 6-3 because it sets a really bad legal precedent. Now, Ketanji Brown Jackson and Sotomayor, or whatever the fuck her name is, they're going to vote the crazy leftist possible way they can, honestly, because they're fucking unqualified to be there in the first place. But the rest of the justices, I mean, Bob mentions this from time to time when we're talking about the Supreme Court. The majority of cases, I think it's like 63% of cases are 9-0 at the Supreme Court.
9-0 and 8-1 are the two most common rulings.
But 9-0 is 63%.
Yeah.
8-1 is another like 15% or some shit, I think.
This came up the other day with Gorsuch. Like, it really, they rarely vote on political lines either. Like, even when you get a 6-3, it's almost never down the political line. Yeah. Like, it's more random than
like that. in this latest year, I think the ones that were hyper contentious, there were 3 or 4 that were along party lines, and the rest, well, not even that. I think in the Chevron case, it was Coney Barrett who was on the side of the Democrats.
Yes,
or something. I think it was the Chevron
the other
case.
way.
Yeah. So it's like not even split the way they want you to think. I think Ketanji Brown Jackson is not qualified to be. She can't say what a woman is. So she's either a fucking retard or a coward. Can't have that, right? Because you got to make hard decisions there. Sotomayor has shown herself, and especially in her dissents over the last couple of years, that she shouldn't be there either. But everybody else in that court is just making good decisions, I think. Legal decisions. Like they talk about the law. It's like, all right, is this a good precedent? Is it a bad precedent? Is there any kind of fucking previous precedent for this and stuff like that? I don't know. I've got a lot of confidence in the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Like, I don't always agree with what they say, but it's usually when they rule on something that I don't like, it's because the case wasn't made, and that they're doing the right thing by not letting a shitty case go through just because it's the right thing to do. That's what the mistake that the court made with Roe v. Wade back in the day. It was bad case law for a long time. It's just not, like, I would rather get it right.
Next up, sponsorship-wise, we got our good friends over at Manscaped. Today, we're here to celebrate the perfect summer grooming companion that will keep you looking cool, even when it's sizzling outside. I'm excited to introduce to you the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra and the new colorway White Hot from Manscaped. In a sea of options to choose from, to your perfect grooming routine, Manscaped undoubtedly shines, and they're riding the white hot waves with their special edition trimmer in white. There are limited quantities available of this colorway, so you got to act fast if you want this. Why do you want this? Look, I've got 2 of these things. They're the greatest products grooming-wise for dudes that have ever been created. If you're shaving your fucking ball sack and all your pubic hair and your armpit hair, I don't have any other hair. Sorry. No chest hair, nothing else. But whenever I go to somebody's house, if I don't see it in their fucking thing with a couple, I'm like, you're a disgusting human being. Now, they were only in black. Now you can get them in whites, and at least it looks nice when it's sitting out. Huge fan of this. I actually got the new package the other day. I ordered it, and it came with everything. It even came with nail clippers, the grooming kit, all that other stuff. And the Lawnmower 5.0 down there does come with an LED light, so you can see what your dick and balls look like when you're shaving them, dude. And there's no nicks. No nicks down there. Comes in a nice, fun, flirty little bag, too, that I use as my dop kit when I'm traveling. Big fan. And also, it's waterproof, so you can just do it in the shower. Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped for all their grooming needs and get the special edition Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra and White Hot. While supplies last, get 20% off and free shipping with the code DrinkinBros at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code DrinkinBros at manscaped.com. Next up, Monkeypox is back. Buckle up, kids.
Buckle up, Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
Like, what
Gary's going to get monkeypox.
What are the chances he has it by the end of this show?
60%. He asked me the other day, I got a text at like fucking 2 in the morning, and he goes, hey, you think my bookie would do a death pool for me in my life? And I was like, do you want that?
I don't think that's legal.
Yes. I said, no, they can't do that, dude, and it's not legal. The World Health Organization on Wednesday declared the ongoing monkeypox outbreak in Africa, that it's a global health emergency. Whoo! AKA the WHO convened its emergency committee amid concerns that a deadlier strain of the virus, clade, is it LB? I don't know what that is, actually. Had reached 4 previously uninfected countries in Africa. This strain had previously been contained to the Democratic Republic of Congo. The independent experts met virtually Wednesday to advise Director Tedros Ghebreyesus. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but it sounded fun and flirty, so I fucking did it. On the severity of the outbreak, after that consultation, he announced that he had declared a public health emergency of international concern, the highest level of alarm under international health law. The detention and rapid spread of the new clade of Mpox in eastern DRC, its detection in neighboring countries had not been previously reported. And Mpox and the potential for further spread within Africa and beyond is very worrying. So there's an update to this. I don't know if you saw it today, but I read it.
In Sweden?
Yes.
Yeah.
You had your first death, right? Or your first
no,
case?
just first case, yeah, in Sweden. Now, I don't know if you remember when this came out before, right? Monkeypox?
Yeah.
And it was all the rage. It was the new COVID. Like, hey, we're buckle up for another pandemic. And it's like, oh, actually, you know what? You're probably not at risk because it only really travels between gay dudes having sex. Right? It's like, oh, cool. That's good. That doesn't apply to me at all.
Yeah.
And then children started to get it. Children with gay men and their families. And now it does apply to me. Right?
Yeah.
Because if children in the United States started getting monkeypox again, like they did last year, the men in their lives need to be tested for it. And if they're positive, they need to be summarily executed, no trial, drag them out into the street and cut their fucking head off in the street. This cannot be tolerated. I mean, it's one thing to know and not know or to think something's going on, but to have direct evidence and do nothing to stop men from raping children, something has to be done about that.
So this one here, the one in regards to Sweden, says a person who sought care in Stockholm has been diagnosed with, they're calling it Mpox. It's not fun. Monkeypox sounds better. Like, I like that one better, okay? Caused by the
Well, they said Mpox was racist.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Really? No shit.
You don't remember
Because
that?
of the word monkey?
Yeah.
Clade, it says Clade 1 variants here. It is the first case caused outside of the African continent. Now, what's weird is they have a picture of this dude who got it. He's a brown man in Sweden there, and he's got his. It looks like maybe the size of a penny.
Like a blister?
Yeah, on his hand, which is very strange there. And it says the person was infected during a visit to a part of Africa where this happened. So All right, so he went to Africa, came back, had monkeypox, and then now he's over in Sweden and he's getting treated with it. This is the only time I've heard about it. Where is that? Is that what it looks like?
I don't know what this is from, but this is monkeypox.
It's another dude, huh? So that's that little circle you're seeing there, Bob, or the millions of them on this guy's back right here. Yeah. That's what this guy in Sweden has on his hand right now. It's the same exact size and everything else. But yeah, I'm seeing a common theme here where it's just all dudes. So
yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of gay women dudes because they're women and not dudes.
Well, what's a woman?
It's somebody with an X and an X.
I don't think you know that.
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
You definitely know.
I don't think you know.
In a million years, when everybody's digging up our bones out of the ground, they're going to dig up a man's bones, and he's going to have narrower hips with an angle inward, and he's going to see another set of hips with an angle outward, and he's going to know for an absolute fact that one's a woman.
But because they're dead, you don't know what they identified as.
No one cares, because that's gay.
Death. I agree, but how bad is this in Africa right now? Like, is it that bad?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of gay shit going on in Africa, is all I know.
Well, you're bored and you're running around.
I'm kind of bored right now, and it doesn't even occur to me to go butt fuck another dude.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. And I'm not even me butt fucking another dude or getting butt fucked. Not either side of it.
Has never occurred to you?
No.
Why would it? I think you're lying.
No.
I think you're lying. I think you've thought about it 38 times during the show.
No.
Okay.
No. I've been really bored in my life.
Yeah.
And never that bored. So I think just black people in Africa are gay as shit.
Maybe.
That's what I
see.
think.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We're seeing right now. Look at this motherfucker.
No, I want this to spread more. I don't, to me, this doesn't seem like that big of an emergency, is it? How many people are actually infected? Do we have a number on that?
Oh.
Whoa.
I like this.
This is a COVID test, though, right? In China?
I like this main.
This is the COVID test in China.
I don't think we can
For
put
real,
that on
they were putting fucking sticks up people's butts to test for COVID.
That's how I tested. Yeah, I used to put that stick right in my butt.
I just dragged my ass across the carpet like a dog.
Yeah.
And if it, turned out all right, I figured I didn't have COVID.
That's how you get monkeypox.
Exactly. Bob, do we have a number? Like how many people are infected or anything? Do they have a fun, flirty graph on USA Today, like a pie chart or something? Because I don't, this story, this monkeypox thing has popped up a couple times, but nothing really crazy where it's like, oh, this is a fucking emergency.
500 deaths.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. Out of 8 billion people?
14,000 cases.
Yeah, 14. There we go.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's fucking there's 1.3 billion people in Africa, something like that.
Yeah, that's not only 14,000. That's not crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is worth calling, scaring people into it, unless you want.
Well, I mean, here's how to avoid it. Just don't have gay male sex.
I can't stop. Sorry, I can't stop, guys. All right. I can't stop having gay sex. Next up, Jordanian national attacks energy facility. A Jordanian national was arrested for explosive threats and an attack on a Florida energy facility, allegedly motivated by the U.S. government's support of the state of Israel. Hashim, come on, there's no two Hashims in one name. Hashin Yunus Hashim, and then there's another one there, so he's got a fourth name, Hanahan, 43 of Orlando.
What about Boutros Ghali? He was the Secretary General of the UN.
Was he?
2 names in a row. What do you think? You're better than him?
Sirhan, come on.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Name a good one. Name a good one.
Boutros Ghali was pretty good.
All right, but name a good one here, dude.
I mean, the UN is a fucking globalist shithole, but
yeah,
he was accomplished. I'll say that.
Is
and
it weird?
Sirhan's accomplished too. He's one of the most famous assassins of all time. It's like
true.
It's Hinckley, right? Oh, Hinckley. Yeah, Hinckley killed what's his nuts?
John Lennon.
Hinckley, Lee Harvey Oswald, Marcus Brutus, and this motherfucker.
The goats, dude.
Right?
Put some love on Wilkes Booth.
Oh, John Wilkes Booth. Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, John. Yeah. John was a gangster.
But can you even name the guy that killed Archduke Ferdinand?
Gavrilo Princip. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can, but no one else. No one else in America.
I've never heard that name in my entire life.
He was really hungry. He wanted a sandwich.
Yeah,
Good for
I mean,
him.
it makes sense.
After talking about that monkeypox story, did you notice I instinctively grabbed the first form?
I don't think that's going to help with monkeypox.
I think it could, dude.
While you were talking, I actually ordered a bunch of shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it was boring, and I ordered a bunch of shit from First Form, but at no point did I consider gay sex with a man. I just want to bring that back up.
That's a lie. Look at his computer. I guarantee there's fucking gay porn right on it.
No.
Yep. That's why you're always staring at it. There's just gay porn running all day
Information.
long. Sure.
It's information here.
Nope. It's information about gay men.
Technically, that is information.
Sure is.
How is that information?
I mean, you're
gay men.
You're probably learning new things. You're consuming data. That's information.
No.
Man.
Yep.
That's dumb.
Just about gay sex, hardcore gay sex, straight men trying gay sex for the first time, gay sex with another gay man while a straight man watches. Like your search history is endless, and it's all gay sex.
You'll never find anything in my search history.
I will.
Nope.
Yep. Next time I'm over at your house, dude, and you go to sleep, I'm going to fucking look all of it up.
You can look right now. You'll never find
guarantee
anything.
It'll say gay sex 8 million times there, dude, over. And it'll be like MacGruber with a license plate number.
I don't know what that is.
He hated somebody, and he just wrote down this guy's license plate number 800 times. I mean, just over and over and over again.
That movie was terrible.
It's the best. Fucking love MacGruber, dude. It was so good there was a fucking series that was even better, just with less nudity. So prosecutors say that beginning around June, Hashem targeted and attacked businesses in the Orlando area for their perceived support of the state of Israel, wearing a mask and under the cover of night. Hashem allegedly smashed the glass front doors of businesses and then left behind warning letters. According to court documents, the letters, which were addressed to the United States government, laid out a series of political demands culminating in a threat to destroy or explode everything here in the whole America. That's great. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
The whole America. Fuck it. I'm exploding everything in the whole America. All of it. Not just down here. He's accused of smashing panels, cutting wires, targeting critical electronic equipment. Court documents say that he left behind 2 more copies of his threatening demand letter. Prosecutors believe that Hashem caused more than $700,000 in damage. Holy shit. So why was this guy in the country?
I don't know. I will say that Jordan has the second highest population of Palestinians in the world.
Okay.
Because that's where they actually came from. So Transjordan, right, became Jordan, and the Palestinian mandate, British Palestinian mandate, right, same place, basically.
Okay.
So there's a lot there. I don't know why he would be here, but this incident comes as, if you recall, what was it, a fucking month ago maybe, those 2 Jordanian nationals tried to break onto a Marine Corps base. I think it was in Quantico, right, if I'm not mistaken. That was in May. That was a while back. Shit. Yeah, it's interesting. Jordan is kind of like the last holdout in that part of the Middle East. Saudi Arabia is semi-friendly with us or whatever, but as far as dealing with these assholes, Jordan is probably our best ally over there right now. So if Jordanian nationals are coming here to fuck with us, I would assume they're fucking the Palestinian variety.
Okay.
Right? It makes sense.
Do you still believe there's going to be a terrorist attack before the election?
Yes. Yeah, but even if there isn't, it'll be any minute. There's like 500 people on the terror watch list in the U.S. right now at a minimum. So, yeah, there's something's going to happen eventually.
Okay.
Which is like, that's kind of a Nostradamus prediction. Like, hey, fucking at some point,
right,
some shit's going to happen. Like, but the conditions are set for a terrorist attack right now.
Hister. He wrote about Hister destroying the country, you know? He was just off by 1 letter. That's all Nostradamus was really off by. Other than that, he's the greatest soothsayer of all time. Big fan. Also a big fan of our next sponsor, the Perfect Jean. Best jeans in the whole goddamn world. Most comfortable jeans on the planet. Both of you and I wear these fucking everywhere, these goddamn things. Huge fan. You can get them in any cut you want. Slim cut. They got a thick cut, too, by the way. 2 C's. I would have thrown a third in there, but they got a thick cut too for you dookie butt boys out there. What, dude? What?
You want to take that one again?
No, I don't.
Let you sit in that dookie.
No. There's those big dumpers out there.
Duke butt.
It said people with fat asses. Okay, so
why didn't you say that?
I don't know. I there's do's and don'ts. And
Dump trucks.
I did. Dump truck asses. There you go. Dookie butt is what came out first. Why? Because Dan's been thinking about gay sex all show. And
Wagons.
Now it's transferring over to me.
You never take any responsibility.
The perfect gene will be the perfect gene for you. They even had a dude run the New York City Marathon in a pair of jeans. He completed it too. And I think right around 4 hours. So, yeah, man, these jeans are the fucking best. Right now, you get the most comfortable jeans you've ever worn in your entire life at theperfectgene.nyc/Drinkin Bros. Fuck your khakis. Get the perfect gene. 15% off with the code Drinkin Bros at theperfectgene.nyc/Drinkin Bros. Big fan of you guys, dude. Love them. And they're affordable too. So that's great. Next up, inflation is even worse than it looks. You may have heard about a warm jobs market and lowered inflation from the Biden-Harris idiocracy. In reality, things are quite a bit worse, as they have been since these Muppets took office, including 22% currency inflation. Means your dollar's worth about 78 cents if you're keeping track, which you were talking about earlier here. Mm-hmm. Car insurance inflation, 18.6%.
Yep. CPI for July went to 2.9, which is not great still. But the rate of inflation on other consumable stuff and stuff that most everybody uses are way up. You all know about groceries. They're somewhere between, depending on where in the country you live and what item it is, 1.5 and 3x right now, the cost. Transportation inflation, which is gas, the cost of vehicles, all that shit, right? Like maintenance, all this stuff is up 8.8%. Hospital services, 6.1%. Rent, 5.1. Homeowner inflation is up 5.3. Electricity, 4.9. Car repair is 4.6. And then food away from home is another one they had in here. It's 4.1. That means that the restaurant industry is struggling. We see that with Subway. It's having like emergency meetings. By the way,
last night they had an emergency meeting.
Subway's business was built on this. They're able to deliver fresh products to people, right, at a super low cost because their build outs are extremely inexpensive. Mm-hmm. That's how they were able to do it. They're less expensive. They don't have all the cookers and fryers and everything that all the other fast food places have. It's mostly fresh ingredients, and then they have those Starbucks style little fucking microwaves to heat up sandwiches in the back.
Yeah.
And then they have like very rudimentary ovens for baking the bread, which comes pre-assembled, right? So very cheap to make these things. The buildings are all in the same shape. It's just a rectangle, right? There's nothing flashy about it. On the inside of it, everyone looks the same. Half of these things don't even have indoor seating or anything like that. You just go in and buy your sandwich and get the fuck out, right? Now with rent costs going up, insurance costs going up, all this other stuff, and then compounded by inflation, they can't afford, and they're fucked right now. I don't know if they're going to get bailed out or what, but they can't afford to deliver the food at the cost that they're delivering it at right now. And this is after, and I'm sure you've seen these ads, they spent a fuckload of money on NBA talent and NFL talent to try to market people back into their product. They thought
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, they thought that the economy was going to recover because that's what the left told them, that it was transitory or whatever. They thought that was going to happen. It didn't. It's getting worse, right? Mm-hmm. So they spent who knows how much, because here's the list of athletes they have. They have Kelsey, they have Mahomes, they have fucking Steph Curry, they have Charles Barkley, and a variety of others as well, and some celebrities as well. It's like they spent fucking millions of dollars on that. And now they're going to find out that it was for nothing, unfortunately, and I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, I'm reading it here. So Subway called the hasty meeting last night with franchisees of its 19,000 North American sandwich shops. as they grapple with faltering sales and
That's
profits.
a fuckload of stores.
No shit, dude. I had no idea there was 19,000 stores there. The fast food giant, which sold itself in April for $9 billion to Rourke Capital, owner of Dunkin', Arby's, and Baskin-Robbins, told franchisees it will reveal plans to improve traffic and win back the market in the meeting. Now, I went to Twitter after I saw that story today, too, where most people said the sandwich prices have gone up. I have not been into a Subway in a long time, so I don't know what the cost is.
Too bad Giorgio's not here. He fucking loves Subway.
So I love Subway, but there's not one here is the
Yeah.
problem. So, like, the one that's here next to where I live is Jersey Mike's. Love Jersey Mike's, so I'm not shitting on Jersey Mike's. Big fan of Jersey Mike's. And yes, it is better than Subway. But you pay a premium because it's a better sandwich and you get more stuff and all that other stuff, right? Whereas Subway, I don't know what the current cost is of a footlong. They used to run these campaigns for the $5 footlong and all that other shit, but I don't know what the footlong is running these days.
I think
pop it up if you can find it.
To be honest, the only real solution to this probably is to bring back Jared.
I agree. We need Jared Fogle out of prison ASAP. So if you were on that call last night with the 19,000 franchisees, I'm sure they all said the same thing. Jared Fogle is more of a hero than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and probably, keep him away from your kids.
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably a good idea, but yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, honestly.
So the weird thing here is because people were talking to the New York Post about it. So these same store sales were down roughly 10% in recent weeks compared to the prior year. That's why they called this emergency meeting of like, why that big of a drop so soon?
You're hearing it all across the country right now. Every time NBC, MSNBC, one of these organizations has one of their town halls and asks people like, it's the question that you ask about in a comment. Are you doing better today than you were 4 years ago? Right. That's the question you usually ask if somebody's running for re-election, and the answer unequivocally for everybody is no.
Financially, yes.
Unless you're super rich and you've made money off something independently or something like that, you're people that were doing well, that have good like $100,000 to $150,000 a year jobs are living paycheck to paycheck right now. I hear it every day on fucking Twitter. People talking about people that are fans of the show and shit.
100%.
I work for the Postal Service. I make $120,000 a year and I'm struggling to pay for shit. How could that possibly be the case? That should not be possible. I think we kept fucking pushing down the road. We kept punting over and over again, accruing more debt, printing more and more money, and now it's caught up. And people are fucked right now.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but a lot of people are fucked right now.
A lot of people are. Baba, I'm seeing $11 for a footlong on here. So, I mean, it was $5. Shit. Now it's $11.
If you're going to do $11, you might as well go to fucking Jersey Mike's.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that's part of the problem.
I'm seeing between $3.79 and $7.59.
A $3.79 footlong?
No, it's definitely not $3.79.
That's for half. So
Bob, you just made that up.
It's literally what
$3.79. I'd go to fucking Subway
He's not
now.
reading it right. It's 7 something for the footlong.
It says Subway.
Just call him a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And cost.
You guys fight.
He's been really bad lately.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. $3.70. Never in my life.
Get your fucking head in the game, dude. Get your head in the game.
Bob, we're talking about Subway here and the disrespect coming from that side.
Yeah, your kid. You don't have any
Nuts.
excuses. Your kids are not even in town right now.
Yeah, dude.
That makes things worse. I'm just killing my brain on those days.
It's fucking nuts, bro. Do we have to send somebody out to get some footlongs, man? What's the closest one here?
I don't know.
It used to be downtown by our old office.
It's probably over in like.
There's one in a gas station in Drip, and then there's one in Slaughter.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say Slaughter is probably.
I'll go to that one. I got to go there tonight. My kids got to practice tonight, so I'll go there. And yeah, fuck it. For the show, I'll get myself a little tasty footlong at a Subway gas station.
I mean, just look on fucking DoorDash, man.
I don't do that. I don't.
I'm gonna look
I go
right
in
now.
person. I look my sandwich artist right in the eyes, and I say, "Hey, give me an extra scoop of tuna, motherfucker." And yeah, I'm gonna throw a little extra mayo on there.
Okay.
I don't trust your premix.
Since you picked tuna, I'll pick tuna. Tuna footlong. is $12.40.
Fuck you. Then I go to Jersey Mike's. There's your answer right there.
But that should have always been the answer because Jersey Mike's is better.
It is.
But for people who are struggling financially, that's not the answer. They're looking for the
I agree.
Being able to go $5 plus tax or $7 with chips as well, and to get somewhere between 8 and 1,200 calories is a big deal for people that are struggling financially.
Yes,
I know. Look, it's shitty food. I'm not eating that stuff. But I'm not in that situation. I have been before, and I did have to eat that shit, right?
I love Subway.
Fair enough, yeah. I'm just saying it's not optimal, but it is calories, and you're better off eating something than nothing usually. This is just where we've found ourselves now, because of how badly mismanaged our economy's been. There used to be conservatives and liberals. Liberals wanted government programs and to spend money. Conservatives wanted to keep government small. Sometime in the 90s, it fucking changed. Right? Actually, sometime in the 80s it changed with Reagan.
You are wrong on that. I'm pulling up Uber Eats right now. The combo is $12 and change.
Yeah, I'm not getting a fucking sandwich on its own, Bob.
Why? You're asking for a footlong.
You are asking for the footlong price. Footlong price of tuna is $7.89. With the combo,
$7.89.
With the combo, it goes up to
I
guess.
I was looking at a combo. I thought that's what we were talking about.
Do you not get a combo, you psychopath?
No, I don't get fucking shitty.
You
chips
fucking
at Subway.
psychopath.
Or a soda because I'm not trying to get fucking diabetes.
It's not a soda, Bob. They got other options. They got Gatorade, for Christ's sake. I'll go tonight. I will get some Sun Chips, some cheddar Sun Chips, a foot-long tuna, and a blue Gatorade.
Gatorade is just as bad.
You're
soda.
a fucking liar,
Gatorade
dude.
sounds like Thanksgiving.
You're liars,
at
guys.
house right
Peyton Manning, Super Bowl champion.
Gatorade is not bad as long as
Serena
you're
Williams
working out.
Serena Williams drinking Gatorade. Are they lying to me?
You have to work out. You can't sit on your ass and drink Gatorade.
Bullshit.
A 12-ounce Gatorade has 32 grams of fucking sugar in it. 32 grams.
And it keeps you healthy.
That's about what I eat in sugar in a day on most days.
It keeps you healthy, guys.
You're fine. You want to get like 35 to 50 grams of just like really quick carbs when you're going to the gym. So Gatorade,
not me,
you
buddy.
do a full scoop of Gatorade and some creatine, you're good.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Don't put
I used
that
to
poison in your
snort-
fucking body.
I used to snort those old school packages, you know? Dump them in the cooler at football practice.
Anyways, the $5 footlong is now $8.
Yes.
Right?
It's a problem.
That's a 60% increase. That's 60% inflation on footlongs. Yeah. Untenable. And people are having problems. Like I saw someone that I don't know if we played it or not. We probably can on today's show. But NBC or MSNBC, somebody did this thing where they were asking people about shit. And this old black lady who's I can't remember where she said she worked. She had a good job, though, right? She had a good, like, middle to possibly, if she was in management, upper middle class job. And she's like struggling to pay her fucking bills. The phrase she used, I'm sure you've seen it, is they're killing us without killing us. But she discussed people in her neighborhood, like these single moms who are having to choose to either eat or feed their kids. They can't do both. And I've been seeing people talk about it on other posts on the internet and on news shows, on all networks, by the way. I've been seeing this on all networks. People saying, I have to choose to either pay my rent or eat. I can't do both. So that is it. Forget about the moral the moral issues surrounding that. For a country, that is cultural death. Like, you cannot allow people to go hungry. All of the bad things that happen in a society, a very large portion of them happen because of scarcity, right? Very frequently that is the case. So here's what I'll do. If you're in Austin and you can't fucking do both, pay your rent and I'll fucking feed you. Because we can't, this shit can't happen in the richest country in the history of the goddamn world. It can't happen. And if you're in a position to do something similar wherever the fuck you live, I would advise you to make the same offer to people, because if you sit around and wait for the government to come fix this issue, they will fucking take the bait and they will enslave the people that they help, just like they always do. Do not allow that shit to fucking happen.
We also did the same thing 2 years ago on this show for Christmas. We helped out families who were struggling to get gifts for their kids for Christmas. I think it was like, 486 families we helped?
It was, somewhere in the 500 range, yeah.
Yeah. We do this shit all the time. And if you're out there and you want to roll by the studio, feel free. You can also get drunk too and kind of black out and forget that we live in this world,
Yeah.
which is also helpful.
Or you can go
Also
to
very
drinkinbros.com and Bob, we have new stuff. So if you want to pull that site up, Bob.
Yeah, what do we got up there?
We've got the Oregon, Michigan, and Illinois hard AF hats.
Oh, fuck yeah, those up. I'm wearing the Illinois one here today.
Yeah.
Shit.
We've got the go to the new apparel one.
Those are fun, dude.
No, go back. Go to the main page.
I'm a huge fan of this.
Just click back twice.
Back.
There you go. Now click new apparel. So 3 hats. Then we got the camo, orange camo hard AF hat. This new design, fuck the rules, and that's for everybody because rules are for bitches.
Yeah.
That's on a mug. That's on T-shirts. And then again, don't forget about the Gonzo stuff. We've got Gary's dumb mug shot on a coffee mug now.
That's great. That's a real mug shot. Pun intended there.
Yeah. So again, if you buy any of this Gary shit by tomorrow,
you'll be entered to
midnight.
win, and we'll give you tickets. You can sit with us at the game and rage. Also on drinkinbros.com, we have submission forms for Drinkin' Bro of the Week. They get emailed to us live on air, and we'll read it. However, if you are in studio, we'd rather have you here. Today, we got a listener here. Come on up, sir. Come on up. Let's play the music for him. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right there, yeah. You sit in the big chair, dude. Sit in the big seat. Look at you. Pop that about an inch from your mouth there. There you go. Yeah. What's your name?
Peyton.
Peyton. Like Peyton Manning.
Yes, I guess.
Gatorade drinking motherfucker, dude. I love it. I love it, dude. Big fan. How long have you been listening to the show?
I have listened to RPR since day one.
Really?
Yeah, day one. So I listened to Drinkin' Bros, and it was just you. It wasn't Jared or anyone else. It was just you and dude from Matson, I think.
Oh, yeah, Sean Matson.
Yeah,
I love Sean Matson.
It was like early double digits.
Yeah.
And you immediately start talking about your dong.
With Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I got a big dick.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what the fuck did I just get into?
Well,
and
look,
then
that happens.
You
from
started
time to time.
developing the actual production side of it, and then started RPR, and I've been literally since episode 1 for RPR.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, we're on 1,000 something over there. I forget the numbers. I don't really keep track. I know I've said this before in the past, but I don't keep track because there's no like end date. So it's like, all right, whenever this all burns down, I guess. But thank you for the support.
Yeah, I think my favorite show is probably obviously Fake News. Honestly, it's just
ratings wise, it's one of our biggest. You know, it's strange, like because I think we started in 2016 after Trump got elected. Because he was fake news, all that other
I actually
stuff.
thought you guys were fake news. I was like, it's pretend news. They're gonna just say a bunch of bullshit.
So a month ago, when the assassination attempt happened, people were like, "Oh, hey, we didn't get fake news that day." It was like, "Well, no, that's real news, and we don't want to confuse anybody." Dead serious. And then the week after, something else fucked up happened, and same thing where we were like, "Hey, dude, we shouldn't label this fake news just in case other people are going to watch." But it is one of our biggest, and we love doing it for sure.
Yeah.
Who do you want to give Drinking Bro of the Week to?
My wife, Christy.
Okay.
Been married 10 years almost in December, but she stage 3 cancer survivor.
That's amazing.
Super cool, right? Made an awesome kid afterwards, a 3-year-old. And she's the kindest, nicest person on the planet. So she never gives herself enough credit. She's always taking care of other people, so she deserves a shout out.
That's awesome, man. Cheers.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been married?
10 years.
Holy
10
shit.
years?
10 years, man. All right. Way to go. I'm heading on. This will be 10 for me coming up.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it 11? No, 11.
Cool.
Shit, dude.
Yeah. Did you do anything big for 10?
We did. We went to Vegas to see Adele.
Okay.
It was like the big thing that was in town, It was like, oh my gosh, it's Adele,
You're
right?
setting fire to the rain, literally.
Right.
Yeah.
And the tickets were impossible and all that other stuff. But, and then, babysitters over the weekend, everything else. But, it was 10. And we had shot a film together in Vegas.
Okay.
So it was cool. We actually got.
Is that 90K in a call girl?
Yeah, 50K in a go-go. We got actually married by Elvis at the Elvis shop.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went back, did all that. And then, dude, you're getting Adele.
Of course.
Even as a dude, I got choked up. I was like, oh man. As soon as she says hello, you're like, oh god.
Was it like the new Adele, or was it like
What do you mean, the Ozempic Adele?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. She walked out on stage. I got photos of it. But when she walked out on stage, I was like, is that Adele? Like, I mean, she looks like half a fucking human.
It's crazy.
Yeah. She looks great, by the way. Is
it awesome?
She's always looked attractive.
Yeah, right?
Like face-wise. And then you're like, oh, if you lost a couple lbs, you'd be great. And
You
then
know,
boom,
just-
she did it. And you're like, oh, shit. All right, cool.
Yeah, super
show
unsafe,
is
but good
excellent.
for you.
Yeah, and she's excellent show, and she's really fucking funny.
Nice.
So like she's doing, crowd work in between songs. So it's a wild juxtaposition between singing the most dramatic songs of all time and then, oh, hey, where you from, mate? Oh, great. Fuck off.
Oh,
Like, yeah, she was telling people
nice.
to fuck off in the crowd, and she's really funny, actually. So, yeah. It's a good
Awesome.
time.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
We're going to go to Seaside, Florida, right there on the Panhandle between Panama City and Pensacola. That's like our favorite place to go to. So
What do you got? Destin down there?
It's
Panama
like Destin,
City?
Panama City,
Yeah.
Pensacola, and like right there where they filmed the Truman Show, right? That's the fucking town they filmed
Yep.
the Truman Show in. So we go there probably 2-3 times a year. So we're just gonna go down there, ditch the kid with the grandparents for a few
Nice.
days. Yeah.
Maybe make another baby?
Fuck no. I'm actually getting a vasectomy.
You're getting a vasectomy?
Yeah, dude. I'm going snip
Shit.
snap.
All right.
Yeah. With her having cancer and like me, like I'm 42, she's over the 30s. Like she's always gonna be a high risk pregnancy, and we just want to hang out with this guy. He's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, cheers. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, man.
I hope you enjoyed the hard AF seltzer and
I
the
did.
laughs and the good times today.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I drove in from San Antonio. I was like, I can't. I'm never gonna get it in Utah. We already talked about that. Like this is never fucking happening in Utah. So I was like,
because they don't do anything above.
They do. Like they have micro
8%?
brews. Yeah, 8% and 9% seltzers. There's actually a brewery
outta here.
downtown Salt Lake called Grid City.
Okay.
And they make one, but I was like, I'll never get this shipped or delivered to my house in Utah. So since I'm Austin adjacent in San Antonio right now for a few days, thought I'd come down.
Take a fucking 12-pack with you.
Yeah,
Put it in the suitcase. I'm dead serious.
Yeah,
I don't
I
give a
will.
shit. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Cheers, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate you guys tuning in at home. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. I didn't mean you had to walk away. You didn't have to. You could have sat there all night if you wanted to. You're good. And check out drinkinbros.com for the newest merch and get entered in the competition to go see a game with us. Free ticks, free booze. We love you. For D'Anthony and Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News.